Dele Alli, Besiktas on a season-long loan move. You think that's a good deal for him at this time?
Yes, I think he has been off form, I will say, from Tottenham, and he was trying to revive his form in Everton. Still didn't peak. Out. So I think going out of the league totally will probably help him boost his confidence better.
You think he'll get enough playing time at Besiktas? I mean, they finished 6th in the Turkish league last season.
Of course, he will get enough playing time there, because I'm sure they will look at him as a very, very good player coming from Everton to Besiktas, where he's going to. So I think he'll get the playing time there.
Okay, let's see how that is. £40 million Everton doled out to Spurs to get him, but that has not worked out. Played only 13 games over the course of the last 7 months. He signed with Everton in February, played 11 games last season and 2 this season as substitutes. None of those 13 games yielded a goal or an assist. So it's almost like money wasted for Everton Football Club. Hopefully, Dele Alli revives his career at Besiktas in Turkey. It must be said that he's definitely talented. It's just question marks regarding being consistent. Won the PFA Young Player of the Year twice in succession. So it shows you that it is no mean feat. But right about now, the man is struggling. Let's move away from there. And yes, we talked about the Europa League draws that took place today. But let's preview that of yesterday. Talking about UEFA Champions League draws, and we had winners as well, with Benzema named UEFA Player of the Year for the men's category as expected, and Alexia Putellas of Barcelona, that's the Barcelona's captain, winning that of the women. You had Sarah Wingman of England winning the Coach of the Year for the women's category, having led England to triumph at the Euros 2022 Women's Championship. Carlo Ancelotti won that of the men apparently, winning the UEFA Champions League as well as Spanish La Liga with Real Madrid. But let's look at it. Let's start with the winners before we delve to the group stages. Benzema, Putella, do you have any issues with Benzema copying the award?
No, he was the best. He was clearly the best player of the whole of Europe last season. With his goals, with his assists, winning the league and also the Champions League. So it's definitely him. Everybody's rooting for him, and even for the Ballon d'Or also.
Talking about this, I mean, does this place him, firmly, or does this award confirm that he wins the Ballon d'Or outrightly?
Of course, I think most of the time, people that win the UEFA Best Player always goes on to win the Ballon d'Or.
It didn't happen last time.
As I said, most of the time. So, but now I see, for me, there's no competition for him. There's no competition for him winning the Ballon. There's nobody went close to what he did, the kind of performance
he put in. Not even Lewandowski, with the kind of goals he scored?
He scored goals, and Lewandowski has known to be scoring goals every season. So I think the last season before this was when Lewandowski was very exceptional, and that was when everybody expected him, and he didn't get it. So I'm not sure him going close to him. No, I'm not saying that.
Okay. How about Alexia Putella for the women, Barcelona's captain?
Yes, I think she has been consistent. That's one thing. She has been consistent. She has been very consistent with having a lot of goals, especially in Barca. And I think they were in the final of the Champions League.
So won the league as well.
They won the league as well. So I think she watched it. She watched it.
Okay. You had Putella leading the Barcelona women to 30 wins out of 30 league games. Quite astonishing, it must be said. Scored, record number of goals as well, and led them to the UEFA Champions League, although they lost that to Olympique Lyon by 4-1. But it's still an impressive year for Putella, and I think it's well deserved. As I said, Carlo Ancelotti, Sarah Wingman, not disputed, as it were. Now let's look at the draws. Yes, the UEFA Champions League group stages are here, and then we have some exciting rounds, especially a group that has Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Inter Milan, and Victoria Pleasant. It's a no-brainer. Victoria Pleasant are the whipping boys, talking about Group C. But look at Bayern, Barcelona, Inter Milan. What do you make of that group before we delve into other groups?
That group is a very tough group, especially I would say especially more for Barca and Inter, because of course Bayern will, of course, we have known Bayern to dominate this kind of groups, and I think they will dominate the group. I think where the problem will be is between Barca and Inter.
For that second spot.
Yes, for the second spot. Barca has quality players, but we have seen them struggle playing together. I think they need probably more playing time, and I hope the way the game weeks are right now, everything is rushing towards the World Cup. So I don't know if they will probably have enough game time to be able to play together and get that kind of reading that they should get. So they should take the second spot against Inter, but I don't know. Something. No, the Champions League has always spring up some surprises. So we will see what happens between them and Inter. Okay,
talking about the Champions League springing up surprises, you know, the World Cup is staged at a different time this time around. So the games are coming in their torrents in terms of European games. The group stages will run from the 6th of September to the 2nd of November. So by November 2nd, we will know teams that will qualify for the round of 16 and those that will have to go play, you know, the round of 32 when it comes to the Europa League as it were. But let's look at Group G. Manchester City, Sevilla, Dortmund, Copenhagen. That's another group that is intriguing because it's a reunion for Erling Haaland going back to Dortmund. And we've had that as well. Remember, Lewandowski will also have to go back to Bayern Munich. But it looks relatively easy. You say straightforward City and Dortmund. But Sevilla can also be, you know, a clog in the wheel.
If yes, looking at it for Dortmund, they have a very bad start this season.
Yes,
not very good as they should. If they cannot keep up with it, I'm seeing Sevilla probably second. Sevilla have a way of always playing in this Champions League, somehow coming out of the group stages. So I think Dortmund has to be wary of that and have to improve on their game as soon as possible. Of course, Man City, it's a clean slate for them.
How about Group A? You have Ajax, Napoli, and Liverpool. Liverpool have not started the season well. The quality is not in doubt, but it's about, you know, getting things right, and they have just 2 weeks to their Champions League opener. So you have Ajax, that is also a tricky side, Napoli tricky side, even Rangers, but it's difficult to pick the whipping boys here. So do you think there's a clear-cut, you know, favorites to?
No, there's no clear-cut favorite for them. But looking at Liverpool has, I would say, at least recent times have been good in playing the group stages. Looking at the last year group stage that they had Atletico Madrid, I think they had Porto, and everybody was like, who's going to come out? And Liverpool end up probably beating almost everybody. So they have that kind of, and they have the kind of quality. Probably they are down with some injuries, I think.
Yes.
And Ajax will have been very good, but Ajax have like 3-4 players already leaving, have left the team. Looking at how they replace them and how they will play well, and also having Erik ten Hag moving away from the team, having a new coach. So I think there are a lot of things about this group. There's no clear-cut winner. There's no clear-cut winner as at now because everybody's trying to. And Napoli also probably, I think they had a good start of the season, topping the league. I would say this is a very competitive league for them.
Okay, but other groups looks like they're straightforward. Your AC Milan, Chelsea look like, you know, favorites to move from the group. You have Group H, PSG, Juventus, Benfica. Now, Benfica can be a stumbling block for Juventus. PSG is almost guaranteed. But Benfica, do you think they can pull up a surprise?
They can, but it depends. It depends on, I think, Juve's kind of form of the season. Benfica can probably get a draw from Juve, probably at home to them. And it depends on them beating the last team in the group. So
Maccabi Haifa.
Yes, of course, everybody's going to beat them. so it now depends on Benfica going head to head with Juve, because I don't see Juve even getting a draw against PSG if PSG is playing on point, if they are on form as they should, as they have started this season. So I think it's going to be a little bit difficult for Juve, but I see Juve coming out of the group. Okay,
Champions League football, definitely intriguing. Let's see who gets through. Talking about the round of 16, those are teams that will make it, but the group stages definitely would bring up some excitement as it were. We talked about the Europa League draws as well that took place about 30 minutes ago. Yes, we said Arsenal have been drawn with PSV. That's the only, you know, credible opponent in that group. While for Manchester United, they will have to face Real Sociedad, you know, talking about their own draw. Well, let's move away from there and look at, you know, previews of, let's preview rather, you know, weekend matches, talking about, you know, Premier League, La Liga, the big teams basically. We'll start with the Premier League, and for Manchester United, coming from the high of defeating Liverpool, they'll be going to St. Mary's Stadium to take on Southampton. Now, that's a very tricky tie. What's your take?
The thing is with Manchester United, they played against Liverpool defending.
Yes.
Now they're going to play against Southampton attacking. Okay. So that is a very difficult game that they have not been able to overcome. Coming from Ole down to Eric,
Rangnick and
to Eric. So I think holding the ball, possessing the ball, creating chances against a defensive team is a very major problem that they have. Against Liverpool, they were just able to do counters, which is they have very fast footballers that can do counters for them. So going against Southampton, I was seeing how they will play against Southampton will be a very major key to their
resurgence.
Yes, this season and how they perform on this season, because we have smaller teams that will always want to defend and do the counters. So you have to always hold the ball and create the chances. So creating the chances would be something I would like to see on how Man U will play that game. But if they will be able to create good chances and be able to play and improve, they should be able to win that game, probably like a 2-1.
Is that the scoreline?
That is it, like a 2-1.
Okay, yeah, said 2-1. So if it's if the scoreline is wrong, you can hold Olalekan responsible for that. But let's move on because we're battling with time. Let's move on quickly to Stanford Bridge. It's Chelsea who will be looking to rebound from that dismal performance where they got humiliated against Leeds United in that derby. Successive derbies have not looked too good for them. Against Tottenham, they were deserving of a win. They just couldn't keep the focus till the end. They drew that. But against Leeds, it was a terrible out. And this time around, it's against Leicester City. Leicester City haven't started the season well, but it's still a difficult opponent. You think Chelsea will drop points again or they'll rebound with a win?
No, I think they will rebound with a win. One of the major problems Chelsea had against Leeds was their midfield. Their midfield wasn't strong enough.
Kante still being missed.
Kante still being missed, but we have Kovacic. Kovacic is back for them as in their midfield.
You said we have, eh? Sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry, okay. So Kovacic is back for Chelsea in the midfield. So I think with Kovacic it will add in a little bit of dynamism for them.
Yeah.
But Leeds and Leicester are two different kind of teams. Leeds presses up front. Leicester are always kind of defensive and probably can't do counters with Maddison and Jamie Vardy. So I think Chelsea will be able to defend them. Will probably be able to possess them. If Chelsea's kind of ball, I think, recently, is to possess the team as much as they can and probably create chances. If they have a team that goes on front foot with them, like Liverpool, Man City, and Leeds, they always have problems as we see. So I think Chelsea will win that game, probably like a 2-1 or a 2-0.